one.
Hello, you guys, and welcome to the Woman's Cave.
I just let her have it because she's not feeling too well today.
Yeah.
And so I figured, you know what? Why am I going to rush her to have it? I'm Jade, and this is Winona.
Hey.
Wow. Wow. What is this random? Hey. No one
Uh,
does that. Come on,
I'm
Winona. I need you to bring it up. Like, come on, bring it up. Bring it up. You can't do it? Not today?
No, I'll bring
I
it
think
up.
she's talking like it's too hot. It's like 100 degrees outside, right? And it feels like in the office that we're doing, it feels like 100 degrees in here with all this light.
Yep.
And yes, I know we're not even bright, but I couldn't even put on the other light today. I was like, look, it is hot. I am sweating. Actually, women, I guess like ladies don't sweat though. I'm glowing or glistening.
Yes, glowing, yeah.
Right, I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing right now.
That's exactly what it is. You're looking dewy.
I am looking dewy. Very, very dewy. People might think this is highlighter. That's just the glow. It's just the glow. It's not highlighter. It's glowing. So,
oh my goodness.
really, I'm
Is
like
there
super
anything
excited because
about-
today is Friday, and then I was like totally thinking frozen amaretto sours.
Yes.
I read about it yesterday, and I was like, need to happen.
So, okay, I know you guys have heard this 1,000 times, but I'm saying it again because I'm in love with this machine. It's an ice cream machine. So you just pull like the little thingy down and the ice cream comes out. And then like 7 minutes later, you put new stuff in. And then it does the same thing with like cocktails. So you just pour in amaretto, the whiskey sour stuff. And then 7 minutes later, you pull it down and it's like
Frozen.
Slurpee style, adult drinks with liquor in it.
Yes, I have my paper straw all ready to go. I'm
Yep.
super excited. And I got the cherries today. Normally I skip cherries because, like I try to pretend like I care about my weight, but I don't. So today I was like, it's cherry time, y'all. I'm super excited. But cherries all the time. I'm so excited. Okay. But anyway, enough about
You're
us.
not here to hear anything else about our
So we're going to talk about like
what's
our
going on here.
like,
We wrote books.
right, we did. We wrote literary life guides with pop poetry. I mean, like normal people call them books, but we like to embellish them because we're poets, right?
I mean, come on.
I mean, come on, that's what we do. Wordsmiths, right? Or I don't think I'm a wordsmith, though. Let me take that back.
Well, we're word snappers. We're like Legos. The pieces are already there. We just snap them together.
Snap it together, yeah.
And we make something that looks something like, they're like, is it a spaceship or abstract art? And we're like, we don't really care. You bought it.
No. What we do is we call it, then we would call it the literary Lego or something. Like we would have a real fancy name for, what we do. Anyway, right. Top 4 books. And I Thought Divorce Was Bad with Other Life Lessons. And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy.
Both available on audible.com.
And then, and I Thought I Did My Journey Alone. And If Only I Were Me. I actually have a copy of that, but
our
someone
manager stopped by.
And stole
She's like, you have the new book. Great. I'm going to read it.
And she stole it like, we were 6 feet apart. I don't know how she got over there so fast. Like I was showing her, like, here, look, and it was like snatched out the hand. Like, oh, leave me a review. Okay, so anyway, you can check out everything, you ladies. And we did the 25 hottest indie authors, artists, and advocate magazine. And then we have like all the literary magazines that we do, and you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. But I think we've taken enough time of you today and away from our guests. So, wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
I would love to. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm Sarah Smith. I am a rom-com and romance author of the books Faker, If You Never Come Back, and the soon-to-be released Simmer Down.
Yes, that is so wonderful. So how did you start writing? How did you get into it?
No, I want to say something. Okay, never mind. Answer the question, then I'll say something.
Okay, cool. I have always, like, ever since I was a little kid, I loved writing. It was like the one thing that I always liked doing. I felt like I was always pretty good at it, and I was always a really avid reader too, and I loved romance ever since I was a little kid, and sneaking books from my auntie's stash that she would hide. And then I just, went through life, grew up, got a normal job, and then I still always really wanted to write a book, and I had always tried writing different genres, and I could never finish anything. And the first time I ever finished something was when I tried writing a romance, like a romantic comedy romance. And it was just like something clicked, and it was like I was meant to write it almost, because I didn't have to struggle. It wasn't, it wasn't difficult to try to to try to do all the, you know, like hit all the plot points and develop characters and all that stuff. Like it just felt really natural and fun to me. So that's how I got started a handful of years ago, and here I am now, I guess.
Yeah, that was really funny. So.
Because I mean, we like hilarious books.
I know. I dearly love to laugh.
I mean, although the first book that like really like started my career and started her for real reading was Mickey Spillane, and it's not that funny.
He has some funny moments in
funny
it.
moments, definitely funny moments. But anyway, moving on. I did have something to say real quick because, you know, narcissism, I always remember what I have to say.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I love this guest because of her work, and then also because she took the initiative, dude. Y'all, she really did. Because, like, I sent out the email. I was like, we'd love to interview you. And then I didn't hear back from her. I was like, okay, she didn't want to be interviewed. And then next thing I look at my contact us form, and it's like, hi, I'm Sarah Smith. And the email won't let me email you. And I was like, really? She took the extra steps. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was pretty cool.
Oh, no, I mean, thank you for saying that. But like, honestly, I feel like I get email bounce backs pretty often. Just, I don't even know why. Maybe it's like my crappy internet connection or something. And I thought you ladies were amazing. So obviously I wanted to get in contact with you. So.
But it was like so cool that you took the initiative. You filled out the whole contact us form. Like that's work. Thank you.
I mean, look, we
Of course.
win $5 and they still won't fill it out.
So we like to thank you for that. Question.
So I do have a question. 2-part question. 3-part question. I lied.
I know.
I gotta do all 3 because I don't feel well today. If I don't do all 3, I won't remember. Wait, I'm not remembering. Anyway, number 1, what makes a book a rom-com instead of just a regular romance? Number 2, how did you find your literary agent? And number 3, everyone was waiting for it. My narcissism question: is your literary agent looking for somebody else to take on?
Amazing questions. So the first one was, sorry, what was the first one again?
What makes a rom-com different from romance?
Yes. Okay. So to me, and I feel like you would get different answers depending on who you ask, but to me, a rom-com, there are just as many like funny moments as there are romantics. I feel like a romance, the humor isn't really as important. I mean, you can definitely have humor in romance, but sometimes when I'm reading like a straight up romance novel, I'm not laughing out loud, you know, but when I'm reading a rom-com, I feel myself chuckling as I'm reading. So that, to me, that's the difference. I don't know if everybody would agree with that, but to me is the difference, and it's a pretty basic, simple one. So how I got my agent, who is the amazing Sarah Younger from the Nancy Yost Literary Agency. I actually participated in this event on Twitter called Kiss Pitch, where you pitch your any kind of rom-com romance manuscript. You pitch it in a tweet on Twitter on Valentine's Day. And if an agent likes the way that your tweet sounds, or likes your pitch and thinks that your manuscript would be fun to read, they'll like your tweet, and then you're supposed to go through and keep track of all the agents and editors that liked your tweet, and then you go submit to them. So that's what I did. And luckily, that's how I landed her as my agent. I was really lucky because I feel like most people go through the whole difficult process of trying to find an agent, and you get a million rejections. You have no idea what you're doing wrong, and it's just not a super fun process. So I was pretty far into that process by the time I found her, but I was so happy when I did. And then I know that she is always open to submissions. She's I don't know if she's ever closed to submissions, but she's always said, like, anytime it's like a manuscript or an idea that she thinks is really compelling and fun and exciting, she's open to it. So if you have a cool manuscript or a great, whatever you're working on, I say definitely add her to your query list if you want to.
Oh, that's thank you for answering that 3rd question, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't write romance. So I currently have a romance that is written, but I hated writing it. So I was like, yeah, it's a narcissism question, but it wasn't for real.
It's just kind of one of those things. Like you said, you tried to write different genres, and then you're like, you found the genre that fit. And I think that a lot of authors, they try to do what they're supposed to do, and that doesn't always work out. So how do you feel about that? Do you think people should write the story of their heart, or they should just try to go and get the
write what they know?
Write what they know.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think you should write what you enjoy writing, because at least to me, if I have to write something that I don't like, I'm never gonna finish it. Like, it's not going to be fun. And it's just like the whole purpose of writing and being an author to me is to write what makes me happy, and romance and rom-com make me happy. So, and if that's not what makes you happy, then definitely don't write it. There are a million other genres you can write for that tons of people love to read. So I definitely, at least for me, having the pleasure in the writing is really important. But I'm sure you could find a lot of people who write books that they hate and they make a lot of money, and that's great for them, but I'm definitely not one of those people.
So I have an odd question. We don't normally ask guests this, but you do well on selling your books. Is there any advice that you could give us for selling the books?
Oh my gosh, you're so thank you for thinking that, because sometimes I feel like I don't do well at selling, because I'm not on a bestseller list or anything like that, and it would be great to be on one day, obviously, but and that's not to like downplay what I'm not trying to like talk badly about myself.
She loves her fans. Keep buying.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yes. Thank you. I feel like book marketing is really difficult, especially now, because now is such a weird time with like pandemic, and people are working, but some people are working from home, and some people are stuck with their kids, and nobody knows when the end of this is going to be. I just try to utilize social media as much as possible. I try to be really active on Twitter and Instagram. I know that that's not always like the best way to advertise yourself, because I feel like on social media, if people feel like you're just selling to them constantly, that's kind of annoying to them. So it's important, I guess it's important for me to establish that like I'm a real person behind my Twitter account and behind my Instagram account, but I also like write books too. That's what I do for a living. So if you could buy them, great. And if not, that's okay too. I don't know. It's really hard. I'm not really even that good at it. And I feel really bad that I don't have like a great answer, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's just so hard to get your book out there sometimes, and just to let people even know that it exists. I don't know, if you find like a winning formula, please let me know, and if I find one, I'll let you guys know.
Okay, I feel like the winning formula.
She actually said the winning formula. Really, you did. You said that you want people to know you, like you. So you're on social media, like, hey, I'm a person, I'm an author, but also I'm a real human being, and people buy into a brand. So that's what you're actually doing. You're showing your authentic self, and people are like, let me give her a chance because I seem like we are going to click. So let me read her book.
Yeah, exactly. That's really all I know how to do. And I know that people have stories of like, oh, this celebrity found my book at an airport and took a picture of it. And then, that's how yeah, or what,
What author do you know that happened? Because I need to call them.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like, okay, so I don't know that has actually happened, but I feel like, I don't know, like, I've heard something of like, or like some, somebody on YouTube, some YouTuber like picked up their book or like some random thing happened where you can't really, that's not really like an advertising strategy. It was just like a total coincidence, happenstance thing. And it just happened to work out. But like, I feel like the vast majority of us are not, that's not how we get our work out into the world. It's just I think it's just, putting yourself out there as an authentic person and as an authentic writer, and writing as much as you can, and having multiple books for people to read, so that when they do find you, they're going to be excited about your work and want to buy multiple
they're going to read the canon of your work, not just the book.
Yeah, exactly.
So, y'all, if you buy Free Falling and loving it and you go, what happened next? Don't ask.
Not happening.
It's not happening.
Nothing happened next.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You would have to wait 8 years for something else to happen.
The end. The end happened next. That's what
Yes.
happened.
But you see, Sarah Smith here has lots of books.
She's
to read.
canon.
Canon.
A canon.
Whereas I will only have one.
And can you tell us what the canon is one more time?
Sure, of course. And that's very, very sweet of you to say that it's canon. That's a really generous word for what that is. But yes, I would be happy to. I have 2 of them here. I have Baker, which is my first book, my book Baby. And then I have a novella, If You Never Come Back. I self-published this last month just to kind of keep myself out in the reader sphere while my next book, which I don't have, unfortunately, an arc of, because pandemic stuff made, printing press schedules kind of threw them off. So I won't be getting arcs of that, sadly. But that is Simmer Down, and it comes out October 13th. So yeah, that's what I have right now.
Okay, and I have to ask this question like 2, and then I promise we'll be done. First question is, so what was the difference between being traditionally published and doing self-publishing?
Yeah, we
because
got that.
you have to know. I have to know.
Yeah, there's a lot of difference. I thought, I love working with my publisher. I published with Berkeley, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House, and they're great. But I think something that a lot of people I don't think know is that when you are with a publisher like that, you don't have control over everything. You wish you could, but you don't, because you're just one author of many in a big corporate or a big publishing house, and I feel like they have formulas and methods and strategies that work. So they want to use those because that's what's proven to work for them, which totally is understandable. So sometimes if you want to try something different, or if you want to, do something totally off the cuff, it's hard to do that in the confines of a traditionally published contract. So for me, I really liked having complete control of the self-publishing process. Literally whatever I wanted to do, I could do it, and nobody could tell me no. Nobody could be like, actually, no, that's not a good idea, or what, good and bad. Obviously, I tried stuff that worked and I tried stuff that didn't work. So I think obviously both are very valid, and you can be successful in both or one or the other. It's just, for me, the biggest difference is having the ability to control every aspect, from the editorial edits and the the cover and what you want to have happen in the story. You get to control everything in a self-published book, which is great. And you don't necessarily get to control that when you work with a publisher, which again is okay, because you have an editor who's a professional editor who knows what they're doing, who's published many good books before, and who wants to, maybe shape your story in a direction that they know will do really well, even if it's not the way that you envisioned it. So, but again, both are great. It just depends on what you can do or what you want to do. And if you want to do one or the other, that's fine. If you want to do both, more and more people are doing both, I think. So, which is really exciting to see.
Absolutely.
I love that, because there's sometimes when you read a book and you go, I wish this author would have done this and this and this, and then you find out, and then you read another book and you're like, oh, it's kind of formulaic, and then an author does a self-published book and you go, oh, I love this, because it's like the voice that you knew they had
without trimming it down.
Without trimming it down. But I mean, I understand, because romance is $1 billion business, and I mean, if you want your piece of the pie, you play by the rules.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I completely understand why they do it. But when an author steps out and does a self-published book, which is normally how we found authors in the first place, because it's oh my goodness, this is the amazing voice. This is
yeah,
so
that tends to be. I mean, but I just read a lot.
No, but
anyway.
We found Taker.
Yeah. We found. But my last question is, what do you have as advice for people that are just trying to get out there as writers? What's your advice for them?
Top three.
Oh my gosh, top 3. Okay. One piece of advice I think was really helpful for me is to establish some sort of support system of other authors, because that has been such a great stability for me, or like just a comfort for me. It's kind of like there's nobody else in my real life who does this or who publishes or who writes as a living. So sometimes if I'm going through something frustrating, you know, I can talk to my friends about it and it's great, but like they don't know what it's like to like, oh gosh, I got my like 10th rejection today, or you know, I'm having a conflict with this person because they want me to do this, but I really, really want to do this, or whatever it is. Like it's like they can empathize with you, but it's not the same as having somebody who knows exactly what it's like to go through the process. Say like, yeah, it sucks. Do you want to like do a shot of tequila or something, or to just like, or you know, so having that support system is really important. I think everybody should have something. And if you don't have a person in your real life, social media has been a great way for me to connect with people. Like I've developed friendships with writers who live in like Australia, in England, in countries that I obviously can't get to right now. We don't see each other in person, but we have this bond and this commonality with our writing and with our author careers that helps us connect. And that's really, 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 really important. Because I feel like that goes into my next piece of advice. Like I guess it's not really advice more than it's just like, you're probably going to have a lot of rejection, but try not to like take it personally and let that deter you. Like I can't think of one single author that I know personally who just like got an agent the first time they ever queried and like got this amazing book deal the first time you do? Okay.
No, almost like Camilla, right?
Camilla Monk.
Oh, I love Camilla Monk. She's amazing. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah,
you know she's
Camilla.
one of our favorite authors of like all time.
We had
Yes.
her award show. She got an award from us and everything. But yo, I love Camilla.
Camilla is life.
And oh my God, she finds the best restaurant.
Yes, she does.
Oh my word. You have to eat with Camilla. Oh my.
Y'all, you have to like eat it down.
Anyway, so yeah.
Sorry.
Are you getting her new arc?
So not yet. I'm a huge fan of her Spotless series. I love her Spotless.
Yeah, coming out.
Spotless is oh man. Yeah.
You know,
okay, wait, we're still recording. We can't go on and on about it.
One thing I'm going to say, but Camilla knows I'm going to say this, and I'm probably going to email this link to Camilla and be like, yes, I'm still mad.
So spoiler alert, y'all. Spoiler if you haven't read it. Spoiler alert.
It is a spoiler alert. I read the whole series, and then I had to have her on to be like, what the heck, you killed Dries?
Right? That was so, I mean, I love, again, she's brilliant, and this isn't like anything bad about her. It's just like, oh my God, I was completely broken when he, you know, that was
okay.
He died so quick. And look at that, it was like done, and it was like, what? I know he's coming back, right?
And she said it was like so funny. And so we had an order. She was definitely like, it had to happen, so it happened.
Yeah.
And that's just how she is.
So then I asked her, she's like, I don't do interviews well. So I was like, okay. I asked her in person, and she was like, all right, let me explain to you how this was mapped out. And I was like, I don't care how it was mapped out. Bring him back.
So anyway. Let's back off of that. We was talking about
that's okay. I'm sorry.
We will talk more later about that. But we're gonna back up. We're gonna
tell us more about you.
Yes, and where can people check you out? Like, where can people find you? Twitter, Instagram, website.
Yeah. So I'm on social media. My handle on Twitter and Instagram is @author_Sarah_S, and I have an author website, sarahsmithbooks.com. So and I'm pretty active on social media. So if anybody wants to chat or whatever, I'm available for almost anything. So anybody can get a hold of me in those ways. I promise I'll get back to you. If you're not a creep, obviously. If you're a creep, I'm not gonna.
I love how she added that. I would totally add that too. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
So I guess now is the end of our show. Thank you so much for coming on. And you can.
Oh wait, I was supposed to say, Jade, would you like to wrap us up?
Okay, sure.
Cool.
Absolutely. Well,
No,
you're not feeling well today, so
yeah,
I was like, okay, I'm gonna just move on. Yeah. Think about everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. While you're there, take a moment, go to the ladies tab, go to the middle, and see the charities that we proudly support. Now, we know times are hard, right? Money is funny for a lot of people, and we understand that. So maybe you just did the big clean out and you have stuff you want to donate. Maybe you want to think about donating your clothes or whatever to those charities. And if you can't do that, I understand that too. I mean, we all understand that, right? Because sometimes we don't have extra things. But you can take a moment, go to the page and do what Sarah did, right? Fill out the contact us form and then just say, thank you for doing this nice work in the world. And we really appreciate it. And because we all need encouragement. Don't you need encouragement, Winona? I need encouragement most times too. And Winona has something to add.
Well, no, we promised a friend that we would try this out once. So I want you guys to know that we love doing this. So I'm not feeling well today. And one of our natural people really came out with a new cream. And it has seriously helped our health. And we promised we would shout her out. So V-Essence, mad props on your she line.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, we promised her one day we would say it. So we said it. Done. Oh, she's watching. All right, done. And you can find, and remember, wisdom is all around you.
You're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys. From Winona
and Jade. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, thank you for listening.